My twin brother Chris and I were 9 when we learned Morse code.
Who learns Morse code at the age of 9?
We tapped messages under the dinner table when Mom told us to stop talking.
Why are you guys not talking to each other like normal people? For God's sake, there's no reasoning to Morse code.
And tapped through the wall between our bedrooms every night. When Chris
Okay, but you can't just go talk to him normally. There's no point of the whole Morse code thing, bro. You're not in World War II anymore.
got into a car accident and the doctor said he'd never wake up, I pulled up a chair next to his bed, took his hand, and tapped. Are you there? Nothing. But I came back the next afternoon and tapped again. Before I left, I always said the same thing. See you tomorrow, Chris. A week later, Chris's fingers twitched against mine, and I almost fell out of my chair. I grabbed a nurse and she barely looked up. They're reflexes. It doesn't mean...
Okay, but if his fingers start twitching, that obviously means he's alive, and there's... And how's that a reflex? He's alive. Shouldn't you, do CPR or something?
Anything. I bought a notebook the next day and started writing down every single one. 4 months in, Mom watched me scribbling and said, "How long are you gonna keep doing this? Until he taps back." He's not gonna tap back. You're talking to a corpse.
Okay, but if he's corpse/dead, then how did his fingers move? Bro, if he was truly dead, he wouldn't move his fingers. That means he's either, unconscious or in a coma or something.
Dad lasted a few more months before he pulled me into the hallway. "We need to talk about donating your brother's organs. His fingers move every time I hold his hand, Dad. The nurses said those are reflexes. Stop getting your hopes up, son. I don't care what the nurses say. You're not donating my brother's organs."
Why do you want your brother to donate your organs? Shouldn't you get, a volunteer to do it? Because, isn't your brother not old enough to do it? Unless he's, over 18, then I guess it's fine. But, why do you want your brother's organs to be donated? Unlike someone else's.
But a week later, my parents called to have Chris transferred to a long-term facility to die and scheduled a meeting to sign the papers. The afternoon before the meeting, I tapped into his palm like always, but this time, something tapped back. Short, short, short. Long, long, long. Short, short, short. SOS. I grabbed his hand. "Chris, if that's you, squeeze once." He squeezed so hard my knuckles cracked. I stormed into the meeting room and told them my brother just responded to me. The caseworker said, "This is very common with families who aren't ready to let go." My parents nodded. I grabbed the transfer papers off the table. "You're not signing anything until you come see for yourself." I walked them to Chris's bed and grabbed his hand. "Ask him anything." The caseworker asked what year it was. Chris squeezed out the answer. Count to 5. 5 perfect squeezes. His mother's name, tapped out letter by letter. By the 10th question, she said, "He's still alive. We can't move him." Weeks later, I asked Chris what kept him.
Long story short, everyone lived happily ever after. The end.